What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and today we'll be rounding up and summing up all of the news and information that's dropped today. It's been quite a big day in terms of Black Ops 3 news, and a lot of things have kind of come out. We've got Black Ops 2 new message of the day, we've got a new tweet from the Unmarked man, that Twitter account. We've also got a new image from that profile as well. We've got 2 new Dr. Salim Snapchat videos, and also some Morse code within the images that lead somewhere. So I'm going to be rounding up and talking about in this video. Of course, if you enjoy the video, give it a like rating, I'd massively appreciate that, and make sure I subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on all my latest videos. But firstly, we'll talk about the new message of the day. We can see it right here. It says, listen to the sound of my voice. So clearly from Dr. Salim, and we can see what looks like a brain scan or possibly a skull x-ray, which is kind of like a look at the human mind, of course. And it's also got some Morse code kind of scattered around the image, and also on the right of the image you can see number 15, because I think this is like an x-ray scanner which you put on those light boxes to actually see what's going on in the image. If you kind of like flip it around, like you can see right here, it actually says number 15. So not really too sure what that means. Possibly it's heading towards that whole 115, maybe it's cut off and there is an actual 5 on top of the image. But that is the message of the day within Black Ops 2. And we also got a tweet from the Unmarked man, which is his second ever tweet at the time of making this video, and he says, no, listen to the sound of my voice. So this is definitely some sort of conflict, and we can now know that Dr. Salim and the Unmarked man are now conflicted, and they're kind of like opposites of each other, and possibly they'll be the leaders of 2 factions that we'll see in Black Ops 3. Maybe the Unmarked man is like an experiment or test subject of Dr. Salim, and he's kind of like sick of being experimented on, and he's saying, no, listen to the sound of my voice, and maybe he's kind of like rising up against Dr. Salim and whatever agency he seems to work for. Also, there is a brand new banner image for the Unmarked man, and it's a very, very strange image of, again, the x-ray, but it's a little bit more expanded, and there's actually Morse code all over this image. Now, I thought there'd be a ton of like kind of like encoded messages, but it seems to be 2 main ones on either side of this brain. You can see right here, and my good friend Liam for the Winter, who's very good at cracking these codes and working out charts, hinting and tease. I'll link his channel in the description if you want to check him out. He actually decoded this Morse code, and the big lines in strings that go along this image actually say http://www. which is of course the beginning of most website domains. So you can actually see this is the beginning of spelling out a website for us. And I think in the coming days we're going to get more images on this Unmarked man Twitter profile, and they're going to have Morse code in them. And I think they're going to spell out a website which is probably going to be very similar to GK Nova 6 perhaps, which is of course a very popular teasing campaign for the earlier Black Ops games. And I think this is going to be a very, very good way to actually like crack more about Black Ops 3 and learn more information, because it's pointing towards a website. And they also have these 3 letters, QRV and TRV, and QRV is actually part of Q code, which is basically this code kind of language that uses 3 letters to basically translate to sentences that people would use over radios in times of war. I think the British government used it a lot, and QRV actually translates to "Are you ready?" So perhaps over the next couple of days they're going to give us more of this URL, and they're basically saying, "Are you ready?" This is the beginning of this teasing campaign where we're going to give you URL to this very important website. So that's very interesting stuff. And on the top of that, we've got 2 new Snapchats, of course, and these from Dr. Salim. I'll play them for you right now, and we'll be back in a second to talk about what's interesting about them.
Day 42. Only 4 of the original test subjects survive. Of the others, most died of coronary failure. 1 died later from self-inflicted.
The idea we get from that is generally that things have taken more of a physical turn instead of the psychological, where Dr. Salim is kind of like playing with people's minds and making people have strange memories, and is more psychological. This seems to be a lot more physical, and like they're having actual surgery going on. A lot of people dying from heart failure. Of course, Dr. Salim said there, day 42, only 4 of the original test subjects survived. Of the others, most died of coronary failure, which of course heart failure, and 1 died later from self-inflicted wounds. Perhaps he's actually implanted them with like robotics, and he's actually like turning them half into robots and cyborgs. Perhaps that's what's going on. But self-inflicted wounds is very strange, because that means he's obviously pretty much killed himself. He's caused wounds to himself, so he's like self-harming. And this seems like it's the second phase of the experience. First he was messing with people's minds, and now he's messing with their bodies and actually turning them into some sort of robots that are very, very messed up in the head, and clearly enough if they're actually going to kill themselves over it. And the imagery you can see, the thing that's strange to me is that it seems to be very futuristic, like the actual equipment that's going on here, and like having like open heart surgery. This seems to be a lot farther in the future than the earlier Snapchats, where the nurses are wearing like World War II uniforms. They're using very old like equipment, and it just seems to be set during a very earlier time, whereas this seems to be set in more towards the present day, to be honest. The equipment they're using looks very futuristic. They've got kind of like monitors and screens and lots of technology going on, so I'm not sure what's going on with the kind of time shifting of the eras. And another thing is that there seems to be these vertical kind of like parallel and also straight lines of blood going across the screen. Not sure what at all is going on there, but it's very weird how the lines lines of blood across the screen are perfectly straight and they're also parallel, so I'm not sure what is kind of happening there. Obviously, you're going to get a bigger picture later down the line, and of course more teasers are going to come out. I'll always keep you guys up to date with the latest information, so if you do enjoy the video and if you want to stay tuned for more, make sure you like the video and also are subscribed to this channel, and you can also follow me on Twitter in the descriptions. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.